Good morning, pregame crew. It is Wednesday, January 18th, 2023, 8:21 a.m. Eastern, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time. You are at the PPI pregame show. My goal today is to get you ready for the trading day. PPI is a component of that. We will get that economic data in 9 minutes, and it will likely impact the market with volatility. Either way, we will be ready for it. So between now and 6:30 here in the far right corner, which is what time the data comes out and where I will get started with the show with indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends and do an audio visual check. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good morning, Andre, Greg, Ott, Casey, Trainman Dan, Mighty Pawns. Hey, Wave. Carlos, I just looked up the island of Elba and oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I hope you are enjoying yourself. Hey, Night Truck, Sam, Ed, Sal, Sef, ER, Andre, hey, Joe, Keith, Paul, Osterine, Mary, Michael. Good morning. Now let me go back up. Hey, Nugget, and see if there are any chart requests. Buongiorno. Rec. Is that another real estate name? I know you love your real estate. There it is. Yep, short real estate. Potential daily bear flag, which means, let me go look at XLRE. Potential bull flag on the daily. Careful here. This is actually beautiful. So if we're looking at real estate itself, this could be a potential cup and handle here. What you want to see on the right side is as close to a double top as possible than a bull flag. 39.87. We came within 13 cents of that high. I would say this looks pretty strong. I would be careful shorting real estate. $40 is your number. So if you're looking at REK, I would say it's okay to bottom fish, but if XLRE is breached, 40 bucks, I'd jump out of this short because we have a daily bear flag. See how the opposite is true on this short here? So that's how I'd be looking at it. All right. Yes, me too. I normally start at 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern. I jump on here early to say hello to my friends, do an audio visual check, and basically work out the kinks. I got to kind of warm up to this whole talking out loud thing. Been up a few hours, but got to warm up to making it flow because I go through about 25 charts in 25 minutes, and I don't know about you, but that takes a lot of brain cells. I got to rub all my brain cells together to get some friction going to get that mojo. You want to look at NOTV, Joe? I didn't know that was the actual ticker. Decent volume. Potential monthly bear flag, I'd be real careful. Daily approaching overbought in a weekly downtrend. Careful. And we're going to see this around on a lot of names. And I'm going to go over all of that in just a second to get you ready for PPI. I have not strong opinions because that trading has no place for opinions. I have some strong thesis of how I'm going to play today, and I'll go over that. Yeah, hit that like button. Okay, Netflix. Netflix is in a weekly uptrend. They have earnings tomorrow. So please remember earnings tomorrow on Netflix. That could be a big deal. And let's talk about where Netflix is from earnings. So the last earnings was here. Okay, so we are up 34% from where the last earnings was. So in 3 months, we're up 34%. The question is, if they have killer earnings tomorrow, was it priced in? And priced in is an important concept to think about when you're thinking about fundamentals. A lot of times these money managers will front run potential good news. So with Netflix would absolutely have to kill it tomorrow beyond expectations, because I would think a general beat would be generally priced in when it's 34% up from the last earnings. So think about that, and then I'll show you the opposite, Amazon. Amazon last earnings, we opened at 97.91. Look where we are. Let me see if I can put right here. 97.91. That's where we were. So in 3 months, we're down $1. So totally flat. So if Amazon beats in 2 weeks, when their earnings happen, if they have a big beat, it's not priced in. Do you see the difference? So just knowing where these names are on their chart relative to the last earnings season and not getting overly exuberant, expecting some type of huge bullish reaction will keep you prepared and grounded in reality. We got lots of macro all the time. All right. So today, in 4 minutes, we have core PPI. If you click on investing.com, which is free, if you click on the actual link of data, it'll tell you what the PPI is. It measures the change in selling of the price of goods sold by producers, excluding food and energy. It's the price change from the perspective of the seller. Here we go. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish, while a lower one should be taken as bearish. But again, certain things are priced in, certain things aren't. This is an inflation piece of data that FOMC brings forward in their narrative as to whether they're going to raise rates or decrease rates. So that's what we're looking at. So forecast is 0.1%, previous 0.4%. Let's read it again. Higher than expected should be bullish, lower should be bearish. Can you trade on that? I guess you could. I just think it's a very difficult trade to try to take on. So when I look at all of these names, like Apple, 4 hours approaching overbought, 67 RSI in a weekly downtrend. We are in the nosebleed section. That's where we typically look to top fish. Tesla, weekly downtrend, potential weekly bear flag. 4 hour overbought, 71. Tesla's having a killer morning. So where we are should be a logical area to pull back. Would this data give the catalyst for the bears to attack? Here's the opposite side. This is the logical location. There's a lot to be said. And listen, I don't say this often. This is a new way of me talking. When what should happen doesn't. What should happen is bears should pounce on any negative economic news because they're at great location. 4 hour overbought on a lot of our larger charts in weekly downtrends. They're at great location to achieve a short. If bulls overpower bears in this scenario and still take it higher, that's extremely bullish. Do you see the difference? So what should happen today is bears should pounce as far as location on the chart. All of our major, you can just go through it. Look at SHOP. 4 hour overbought in a weekly downtrend at the weekly 50 MA should be a logical area to short. If the bulls change things and flip the script and put pressure on bears today, I would expect a trend bull day. And that's a lot of big statements from me. So real quick, Hang Seng was up ever so slightly. DAX was flat. We're popping now on the data. So the data is out. Let me go to ES real quick. We are popping on the data. We need to get over through that local high 40. Well, your next resistance 402950 and then 403525. Let's see what happens here at resistance. Let's see what happens. If anyone has the data, if you could post it, that would be lovely. Food and energy was on point. All right, so we're struggling right here. Okay, we're through it. Okay, next resistance, 403525, 403525. It's actually going the opposite way of what it should happen, and that just tells you the fundamental data is definitely not as important as technical analysis. We're going to follow price action. I am comfortable shorting right here. with 403.275 as my stop, meaning that that is going to be a real quick short. If you're wrong, you're going to be wrong really quick. Really quick. So am I in? No. Oh crap, it's not working. Sorry. Okay, I'm not going to take a trade. I try to take a quick short there. I would be in the money $4 right now. It's not working. If you took it, I would stay in as long as 4033 is not breached. Didn't have my platform set up. Bad on me. Such is life. Sarah, Sarah. All right, let me find my chat, and then we'll get started with the show. Your next resistance is 403.525. Now let's see what the bulls can do with this. So this is the 4 hour. We're going sideways. Potential daily bull flag on ES. So it's pretty bullish up here. We're at the weekly 50 MA. Odds favor a lower high compared to 41.80 because of the size of this retracement. If the bulls were able to get over that, that would be huge. I doubt they're able to get over that today on any bull push. Right now, I still consider this short a decent risk to reward trade setup. And here's what has me looking slightly bearish today is this 4 hour on YM. YM is the train that got us here, and it's okay if it wants to be a laggard, but someone else has to step up as a leader, and we don't necessarily have a leader yet. We'll see what NASDAQ can do with this, but we have a potential 4 hour bear flag on YM. And y'all know I've been showing you this weekly megaphone for weeks on end. We're not up at this resistance trend line, but it could be an area where YM just decides to take a break. Again, it's okay. YM can take a break, but someone else needs to step up. 4 hour has been grinding this 8 EMA in a very, very healthy way. So if you took that short, I would cover at least half. If you have a couple contracts, you should have about 12, 15 points now. Dang it. That was a good short. Oh, well, hopefully I helped someone. If y'all got it, that's all I need to make me happy. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. How are y'all? All right, your next support on ES, not EES, on ES 40775 and then 399625. Now the high of the reaction becomes the level of importance here. That becomes the resistance, okay? And then the low of the reaction here. So let's see if bulls can defend this, or do they roll over and take out 40775. All right, I walked you through that. Now I'm going to officially get started. PPI is just one moment in time. We have 6.5 hour live trading day today. I want you to get you ready for the whole trading day, not just this 1 minute of trading, even though I think I just gave you a banger trade. And if you're trading futures, you should have banged that out. And even if not, futures SQQ would have gotten you there. All right, this is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that would be greatly appreciated. And while you're following me on Twitter, since you're in the mode of clicking things, hit that like button. What I do here every morning is I go over this table, and this table just kind of shows what type of data I have processed, synthesized, and what my conclusions are. However, as bullish as this is, we're still at a great location for bears to take over. This is not the gospel here. This is not the Bible for me. This is just, a snapshot of data points and where we are. The more we tip to the bull side, and bears actually have a great location as far as risk to reward to top fish here, up at 4 hour overbought on so many charts. I have notes that are off the screen that you can't see. I copy and paste these for TCG members when I am done. So I'm going to get rid of that, move the economic calendar out of the way. And ES, y'all know the score here. Y'all know it, all right? NASDAQ was, wow, it was able to get over the high of yesterday. We are turning the 4 hour 8 EMA up. Daily on Apple looks tired to me. It kind of looks like NASDAQ. Do y'all see that? I mean, it's okay. It looks fine. Nothing wrong with it. But this is just a great location for NASDAQ bears to take over if they're going to. Your hourly support, 11614 double bottom. Resistance is the high of this reaction, 11,721.75. You made money on SQQ. Yay, Ed. All right. RTY was unable to make it over their local high, 1905 is your resistance now, and your support, the low of reaction at 1894, then down at 1888. So I'm impressed with the RTY bulls. They were able to get over this weekly 50 MA, which has been a hindrance for them for a pretty long time, since November 2021. So over 14 months. So I would say it's been strong resistance. So that is a statement by RTY bulls. It could be a daily bull flag. RTY is positioned well for another leg up if the bulls want to take it that way. Let's see. Again, bears are set up better as far as risk to reward today. If bears are unable to see follow through on this pullback, that says a lot about the bulls, and the bulls are able to take back over. That says a ton, because I wanted to go back and do this morning, and I was like, I should have had this idea earlier. I wanted to say every time we got to 4 hour overbought and bears pounced, 4 hour overbought, bears pounced, 4 hour overbought, bears pounced. In a bear market, it's just a logical area, a reverse back burner area for you to go pounce. So that made sense to me today. When that changes, that says a lot about the market environment, being eager beavers to put money to work. All right, you're in the money, 20 ES points. That's a good amount. Now I would take off another third if you have it, and I would leave one runner on. If you're in something like SQQ, I would have two-thirds of my position off by now and just have the 1/3 rider. Play out or stop out. Okay. NASDAQ. So 4 hour has been overbought on a lot of our names. So it's, again, a great location when we're in weekly downtrends to short or look for those top fishes. Okay, I did that. Okay, YM, again, weaker, potential 4 hour bear flag. The banks are really weighing on the Dow. You have support 33916 and 33850. Good morning. All right, US 10-year. US 10-year looks weak, and that is good for NASDAQ. NASDAQ bulls are not taking advantage of this. So this is some bear divergence. NASDAQ should be running hard with US 10-year pulling back so hard, and they're not taking advantage of this window opening that US 10-year bears have given NASDAQ. They're not taking advantage of it. That's some bearish divergence. Again, Hang Seng was up ever so slightly yesterday, overnight, and DAX is kind of flat. Bitcoin's holding up pretty well. You minx, you. Okay, so we had an hourly EQ. We broke bull with no follow through. I would still consider us inside this hourly EQ. I would consider this an anomaly because it was data. It happened on data. I would still consider us within this hourly EQ. Do you know how bullish this is? We talked about it yesterday. I deleted my arrow yesterday that I had here. We're consolidating in time and versus price, and we're doing it again. We're just going sideways, cooling off those RSIs on higher time frames. That's pretty bullish. We're no longer overbought on 4 hour. We are still very overbought on daily, though. I will be watching Bitcoin for a potential short today via, not that, BITI. I will be watching for a BITI long to short Bitcoin today. That will be one of my Queen of the Mountain trades. I have to watch and see how Bitcoin responds here. Okay, I think we just nailed that bottom on ES pullback. We're bouncing a little bit here. I would still stay in that last third if you're in it. Okay, so let's see how Bitcoin recovers from this. I am in no Bitcoin short position. It's something I'm watching today. Ethereum, same thing. I would consider this within the hourly EQ. I would disregard this wick that happened on data. I would disregard it. This is very, very, very healthy consolidation. Very, very, very. Daily RSI is up at 84 though. Consolidation should be incoming, but as long as bulls are defending, I'm not going to try to front run this. I want to see some conviction with higher bear volume entering before I enter a short on Bitcoin. And if I don't call out the levels, just know these light gray areas called out, they correspond with a horizontal raise. They will give you resistance and support. Gold. Gold having a moment. Gold is in this 4-hour downtrend, but bulls are fighting here. We got a higher high, no trend change yet. Plenty of room for a higher low. Gold bulls are just not rolling over. This daily chart is super healthy, potential daily bull flag. And your support is down at 18.98. Oil is super bullish. We got the daily higher high. So odds favored a daily lower high when what should happen doesn't, which should have been a lower high. That is a big statement by the bulls. So now I would be looking for pullback buys on oil. Let's see. First 15-minute oversold should give you a good flip. We do not have oil inventory today. We have API estimates after hours at 4:30. We have inventory tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern and nat gas inventory tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern normal time. Oil gets shifted on days where we have a Monday holiday. Your next support, 80.85. Congrats, oil bulls. Nat gas. I am in a nat gas long following Dan. Dan has been posting this potential falling wedge here. I'm just going to draw the top line. Don't have a lot of confidence in my upper line, but a potential 12-hour falling wedge. These lower lows are not getting a ton of follow through. So it's a pretty low risk bottom fish looking for a long, but look at this. I mean, for real. Daily 8 EMA has just been killing price. So bears are in control of this chart. I'm taking a low risk counter trend trade, higher probability of getting stopped out, but I like the risk to reward for a potential long. Again, inventory tomorrow. And your next resistance is at 3474 and then 3644. BITI, let's see. You could watch it just on 5-minute, wait for a 5-minute trend change to the downside, and I'm disregarding that PPI reaction. I would want to take it after we confirm a 5-minute trend change to the downside with Bitcoin with elevated volume. So I want two things: price action on a 5-minute time frame to confirm downtrend, and I need bear volume. I can't do the trade without both. Okay, nat gas. Apple. Weekly bear flag is still possible. Do y'all see how we're right on that 0.382 retrace of 135.41? We're right there on the weekly. We could still have a weekly bear flag if we close below that. Apple is in a precarious situation. 4-hour approaching overbought in a weekly downtrend. Bears have an opportunity today to pounce on Apple. If they don't, that tells you a lot. That gives you a ton of information about the market and the bullishness and the change in tone. Again, we're trying to make a little higher high here on the 1 minute on ES. Bulls are making an attempt on a bounce. I do hold a vertical spread into, if I've sold it into expiration, if it's out the money, if it's SPX, because SPX doesn't get assigned. And it's out the money, so it shouldn't get assigned. Anyway, it should be expiring worthless because I sold to open. Amazon. Amazon, weekly downtrend, potential 4-hour head and shoulders. This is really early, y'all. Super early, but I want you to just see this. You see this? Now, it's early pattern recognition, but I'm watching this on Amazon. 4-hour RSI got overbought yesterday in a weekly downtrend. So I want to see what the bulls can do with this, if anything. They're going to want to hold the low of yesterday, 95.73, becomes D-level to hold. On a break of that, you would be looking bearish. You could top fish the area of 97.23 during regular trading hours. Bulls are recovering now. They are recovering. NVIDIA. Weekly at the 50 MA overhead, right there at 176.29. Daily approaching overbought. 4-hour is overbought, hourly grinding the 8 EMA. So we do not have a weekly confirmed uptrend, and daily's approaching overbought. 4-hour RSI 76. I like a top fish setup of NVDA against yesterday's high if the market's tone changes during regular trading hours. Things would have to change between now and 43 minutes from now. The semis would be my target to short because of their extension into key moving averages and being overbought on multiple time frames. All right, there are 362 of you and only 120 likes. If you could hit that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Tesla, I would not pick on to the short side. These bulls are hungry hippos, and they're kind of done with all this disrespect. It's like Rodney Dangerfield now. Is that dating me or what? I get no respect. Potential weekly bear flag. 4-hour overbought. 4-hour overbought in a weekly downtrend. Logical area to short. Bulls are running with it. That is it. So what should happen is bears should be pouncing right now. They're not. That is a change in character. No, notice the difference. So I'm just gonna throw it out there. Today would be a wonderful day for Tesla bulls to gamma squeeze the bears. Today would be a beautiful day because you're at a logical area where you should be slowing down and you're not. So I will be watching option flow at the very beginning, and a gamma squeeze happens when, okay, we're at 136, when, where's my text button? Here. I would, for a gamma squeeze, you look for out the money or slightly out the money call buys to open for same week expiry. Meaning, in this example, I would be looking for 140 calls expiring 120.23. And so if they keep hitting those, they buy. The market makers that sell to open, that sell the calls to these people, have to buy these people. They have to buy commons to back up their position. And then that ergo drives price higher, and then more buying begets more buying. So then next thing you see, and then you watch it, and then the next thing you see is 145 Cs for same week expiry, because you really want to make it as high risk as possible. And then again, and I'm saying the people who are setting up the gamma squeeze. And if you'll remember, in October of 21, we had a gamma squeeze buyer on Tesla that would do it every Monday. It was very fascinating to watch. And then they just keep going more and more out the money, and more commons are bought. And then it's really game on for the bulls. Man, they're set up so well for that today. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you better bet your bottom dollar I'll be watching for it. And TCG members, I'll be reporting it if in the room if it were to happen. I watch call volume on black box stocks, and I set my alerts. I only want to see buy to opens, which means I only want to see those that are on the ask and greater than 100,000. And then I'll only want to see same week expiry. So, and the ones out the money. So I constrain on a lot of things. So I haven't seen it in so long. That's like me wishing for snow on Christmas. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it does happen, start to happen, I will report to TCG members that, hey, this could be happening. So if they wanted to have a day lobbed up to them for perfection, today's that day. All right. Did I say it's going to be today? No. I said the setup's there if they want it. The setup for bears is there with 4-hour overbought and a weekly downtrend, but these bulls are coming out swinging this morning. MARA is still in an hourly EQ. This is not what I would call running up yet. Got to get through 850. Otherwise, you are just in an EQ, just like Bitcoin was. You want to see a break through 850. The magnet makes this all weird. But you want to see a break through 850. That would be a bull break. And you want Bitcoin to break bull as well with confidence and conviction in order to take a long over 850 or a short below 790. You want to see Bitcoin fail this hourly EQ to the downside. Bulls are making a nice market recovery here. If you followed the trade that I set up, you still should be nice and green with the exits that I called out. Okay, so MARA and Riot have nice setups. Okay, Riot is getting through the 644 in pre-market. Slightly more bullish than MARA. Oh, thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. I love y'all, and I know that y'all want me to get to your charts. I'll do what I can. My number one job is to get you ready for the trading day. If I have time for chart request, I do it. But otherwise, I have to focus on the key setups I'm watching. EQ is equilibrium. Okay, so Riot is breaking bull out of this hourly EQ. You're going to want to see Bitcoin break bull from its hourly EQ. Boom, boom. Every time I bling, bling. What is that? Oh, shoot. I'm not going to sing a hip hop song to y'all. I was going to sing Apple. I was looking at this chart and I'm thinking they're non-committal. Lizzo song, like with these upper wicks, it's like these bulls are non-committal. Okay, I'm just going to get back to what I'm supposed to do. Technical analysis. Even though hip hop is so much more fun. Okay, shop. Shop is at an interesting area. If the market were to pull back, I like a short here at the weekly 50 MA overhead with that overhead. And we have a lot of congestion here. Back from July, August, November, we have congestion. So I like a short here. Weekly downtrend. You see we got a lower low here. So that's a downtrend. 4-hour overbought. Logical area to short if the market is weak. If the market is strong, back the you know what up. Absolutely. The hot boys. That's funny. Okay, so shop I like for a short, but only if the market is pulling back. SMH, I like it for a short, but only if the market's pulling back. I like semis for a short setup, weekly lower high, top fish setup. Top fish means short, bottom fish means a potential long against 234.59. With the weekly 50 MA right here, odds favor a weekly lower high. We're not in a weekly confirmed uptrend, and 4-hour is overbought. Do y'all see we're at the right ideal location for bears? It's lobbed up, and if they can't knock it out the park, that says a lot about who's in control. I want to see this right here, right now. Diamond bearish reversal pattern, somewhat not ideal, but the setup is there. If we were to get a pullback here in an EQ, it's a bearish reversal pattern setup. I want to see if I could call out another short, but not yet. Oh, wait. It is Bling Bling Hot Boys featuring Big Timers. That is what it is, from 1999. MG, thank you for always having my back. I love having friends like that get me and how I think. That's kind of scary. Okay, so those are the names I had for you in case of a bear day, which we don't have it yet, would be short, shop, or SMH. MARA and Riot, I would go by the direction of the break of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks bull, which it is, I would look for bullish MARA or Riot. Tesla is only a long for me today with this type of pre-market strength. We'll see if the bears can do anything with it. Nvidia is a potential bear play for me today. Amazon, I would wait for this 4 hour to develop a little more. We may get a right shoulder and then it could be a potential short. I don't have full clarity on it at this juncture. Reverse sentiment, yeah. Cigna. Daily lower high anticipated. It's probably like UNH. UNH is much weaker actually. So yes, a daily lower high is expected. You see how hourly got overbought here? Hourly overbought in a daily downtrend is a logical area to look for a short. So I think a top fish of 317.81 makes sense on Cigna. All right. I don't know of any ETFs to short for crypto miners. Your crypto miners are, let me just type it out real quick. MARA, Riot, BKKT, Hive, BTBT, and then Coin is related, and Hood, and SI, and MSTR. So those are your crypto related names. If you want to screenshot that, I can't make it any, there we go. There you go. You're welcome. Here's what I think of CCL. I want y'all to look at this. This is our little internal, we have like 10% of our members that participated in this first quarter 2023 stock picking contest. Look here. I was looking at this last night. And yes, I study all the time. Do you see that? CCL long 32% up from January 1. Look at the names that have big gains, which I should have reversed my CVNA and Lucid. Look at this. Look at these names. This was my tiebreaker pick. The names that were really beat up in 2022, they were tax harvested in December and then bought in 2023 and short squeezed on the bears. The bears are now locking in gains for the 2022 wins, and then bulls are buying and squeezing the shorts even more. And the big winners, if you look through here, the big winners are those that were super beat up in 2022. So CCL, I mean, look at SoFi. If this doesn't give you a cause to pause and go put in your notes right now in January 2024, go buy those beat up 2023 names, you needed to make a mental note. Find those tax harvested names and buy them in January. Okay, back to CCL. So CCL has had a wonderful January. That's not what I want to do. Stop. You don't know me. TradingView, you don't know me. So where is CCL now? Ooh, at the daily 200 MA. Weekly higher high, daily overbought, and an unconfirmed weekly downtrend. This may be a short today. A high risk, super high risk short against pre-market high of 1110. If you're in long, you have zero reason to get out. 15-minute EMAs have been support since Jesus was a baby. Look at these hourly EMAs. My word. Since January 4th, it's just been game on. But if we were to get a character shift and bears step in, I would expect a 10% drop on this. Okay, I'm adding that to my list to watch. Oh, good. Season. Great. Hut is another one, Trey. Yep, I appreciate you, ER. All right, I love you all. It is 7 a.m. I'm going to go listen to Charting Man Dan in our room. TCGers, I will post my notes in just a second. Thank you all for being here. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Go give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori. And for God's sakes, use stop losses.